It was pretty crazy. We were coming off the Black Hills, and the dogs were flying. I mean, it was one of those, like I said, magic carpet ride is what explains about 900 miles of this race, and we were flying, and I had seen a couple moose, and there were moose tracks everywhere, and I think that was part of the reason the dogs were at a higher level at that point. They were smelling it all, and pretty excited about it. And I knew that it was a high possibility of running into moose, so I was at high alert. And I came around a corner, 25 yards up ahead, there's this bull moose, one antler. He had shed one antler off, and he was standing right in the middle of the trail. It was kind of a tight part of the trail, woods on both sides. And I got on the brake as hard as I could, and there's 13 dogs just barking and banging and excited to go. And this is, 85 miles into a 100-mile run. Again, back to how amazing my dog team was in this race. And whether it was a moose there or not, when you're 85 miles into a run, if they got that kind of energy, you know you got something good going on. And so I tried my hardest to stop. I got them stopped. We were inching forward a little bit, and at that point, it was all up to the moose. He had to make the decision whether he was going to dive off the side of the trail or whether he was going to come right at us. And he came right at us, and it was one of the scariest moments that I've ever had, mostly for the dogs. I immediately thought, here we go. Here goes, this is the end of it all, and I literally watched him pound as I saw dogs just doing this, diving off to the side as he came up, my whole team, right? And I mean, I looked at a moose from here to Tom's camera in the eye with his head down, barreling at me, and I whacked him with my ski pole as hard as I could and dove off to the side of the trail. And he ran right on by me and kind of stopped for a split second as I looked back, and I had like half my pole in my hand ready to just hit him again. At that point, the dogs had taken off. They were, I mean, as soon as that moose got by each one of those dogs, they were forward driven. They wanted to get the hell out of there. And so the dog team was gone around the corner. Not very, I mean, the thing is, it was the trail, and it was pretty deep snow for like a couple feet, and then woods. And when I had kind of dove off to the side to get away from the moose, the sled had kind of got pushed off into the deep snow. So there's a lot of power with 13 dogs. So they pulled it through that deep snow for, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, 40 yards. And then kind of they got it bogged down, and they relaxed a little bit. And I was able to just get up and run up there. And obviously my heart is beating out of control because I think that I've got hurt dogs. I mean, I think that there's no way in hell that I came out of that without any dogs getting kicked or having any problems. And it was amazing. I got up there, and they're all barking and ready to get the hell out of there. And so I walked up and down the team real quick, and was like, oh, there's no blood. Everyone's legs are straight. There's no legs flopping off to the side. There's nothing apparent. So I let them burn a little energy. We ran for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I stopped the team and went through each and every dog really thoroughly to make sure that no one got, nicked by anything. I mean, when you got a moose hoof coming at you at how many pounds of pressure, you don't ever know what could happen. But again, I got lucky. And at that point in the race, I mean, we came out of that with a really big smile on our face because somebody was watching over us, because at that point it was like, wow, like I said earlier, there is nothing that can stop us. So yeah, it built confidence in my race more than anything once we were through it, and it all happened. I mean, that whole situation, that whole thing happened in a matter of 8 seconds between when I saw the moose and where it charged up through the team. But it was, I'll never forget it. There's no doubt about it. That moose's head was 6 inches from mine. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.